Have you ever heard of a newborn with abdominal cancer? What if I told you the truth was even more shocking? Today we will tell you the incredible story of Joya, a little girl who shocked doctors at her birth. Stay with us until the end, because the final reveal will leave you speechless. And not only that, we have some more shocking news to share, so block out all distractions and listen carefully. But before we start this incredible story, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our extraordinary content. Michele and Susanna were a happy couple expecting their first child. Living in a small Italian town, they were surrounded by friends and family who eagerly awaited the arrival of Joya. Susanna had followed all the medical advice during her pregnancy: no coffee, no alcohol, a healthy, balanced diet, and many checkups. But everything changed one night, when Susanna began to feel unbearable pain. Michele rushed her to the hospital, convinced that something was wrong. Susanna was only 33 weeks pregnant, too early to give birth, and the doctors were worried. Doctors suspected that Joya, their daughter, had an abdominal tumor. The tension in the air was palpable as Susanna was prepped for an emergency cesarean section. During the operation, the operating room was a whirlwind of frenetic activity. Susanna, under the spinal block, could feel every second ticking away, increasing her anxiety. When Joya was finally born, she let out a weak cry. Susanna was desperately trying to see her baby, but the doctors were all focused on the little girl, worried about her health. Then, suddenly, Susanna lost consciousness due to massive bleeding. Michele, seeing his wife collapse, screamed for help. Doctors worked frantically to save her while nurses tried to wake Susanna. Michele, completely shocked, looked at his little Joya, apparently healthy and strong despite everything. But he couldn't help but worry about his wife. Susanna, who had just been brought back to life by doctors, was determined to see her baby when she woke up. However, the nurses took her away for further tests, fueling the couple's fears. Doctors discovered something even more incredible during tests on Joya. It was not an abdominal tumor, but a very rare case of fetus in fetu. Another fetus, which should have been Joya's twin, had grown inside her abdomen. This phenomenon is extremely rare and disconcerting, and it left Michele and Susanna speechless. And what do you think? How would you have reacted in Michele and Susanna's place? Leave a comment below and let us know your opinion. Does this phenomenon seem like a miracle or a nightmare to you? Doctors decided that the only solution was immediate surgery to remove the fetus from Joya's body. It was an extremely delicate procedure, but essential to ensure that Joya could grow up healthy and strong. Michele remained at his little girl's side throughout all the tests and procedures, while Susanna, still debilitated, anxiously awaited news from her hospital bed. During the operation, the surgeons were meticulous, aware of the fragility of little Joya. The fetus was about 2 inches, an almost unbelievable size inside Joya's tiny body. After hours of delicate surgery, doctors managed to remove the fetus without damaging the little girl's vital organs. But before continuing, give it a nice like and subscribe to the channel by activating the notification bell. Support the channel to help us create new incredible content. Michele never let go of Joya's hand, feeling that his love and presence could make a difference. Every minute seemed like an eternity. The thought of losing their daughter, after all they had been through, was unbearable. Michele prayed incessantly, asking God to protect his little girl and give strength to Susanna. Michele and Susanna's joy and relief were indescribable when they learned that the operation had been successful. Joya was finally free from that unwanted presence and could begin to grow without further worries. However, the thought that they had lost a potential twin was a wound that was difficult to heal. The next few days were a mix of emotions. Susanna, still weakened, tried to regain her strength while Michele spent every possible moment with Joya. The baby, although born prematurely, seemed to show signs of improvement day by day. Every little progress, every regular breath, was a victory for the family. But Michele and Susanna's faith helped them see beyond the tragedy. They believed that God had a plan for them and their little Joya, and that the trials they had faced had made them stronger. Joya, with her extraordinary start in life, would have become a special little girl, a true medical miracle. This story is not only a tale of a rare medical case, but also a testimony to the strength of faith and human resilience. Michele and Susanna shared their experience to raise awareness of how delicate and unpredictable pregnancies can be, and how love and hope can overcome even the most desperate situations. The local community rallied to support the family. Friends and relatives took turns visiting Susanna in the hospital, bringing hot meals and offering words of comfort. The church held a prayer vigil for Joya, hoping that the collective strength of their pleas could help the little girl recover. Joya's case also attracted the attention of the local media. A journalist, struck by the story of this family, decided to write a detailed article. Joya's story became a symbol of hope for many, showing that, even in the most desperate situations, one should never lose faith. As time passed, Joya began to show significant signs of recovery. Her condition steadily improved and, with the support of doctors and nurses, she began to gain weight and respond positively to treatment. Michele and Susanna were always by her side, encouraging her with loving looks and sweet words. Finally, the day came when Joya could leave the hospital. It was a moment of great emotion for the family. As they left the hospital, Michele and Susanna stopped for a moment to thank the medical staff who had saved their little girl. Tears of happiness flowed freely down their faces as they held Joya in their arms, finally heading home. Once home, life for Michele, Susanna and Joya began to stabilize. Every day was a new discovery, a new challenge, but also an infinite happiness. Joya continued to grow, surrounded by the love of her parents and the support of the community. Every now and then, Michele and Susanna thought back to everything they had been through, grateful for the miracle they had received. Joya's story became a beacon of hope for many other families facing similar situations. Michele and Susanna decided to use their experience to help others, attending conferences and support groups for parents. Sharing their story was a way to give strength and hope to those who needed it. This story is not only a tale of a rare medical case, but also a testimony to the strength of faith and human resilience. Michele and Susanna shared their experience to raise public awareness on how delicate and unpredictable pregnancies can be, and how love and hope can overcome even the most desperate situations. If this story touched your heart, we invite you to learn more by continuing to watch this suggested video. Thanks for watching, see you next time.